Hey there, welcome back to another video. My name is Tasha and I am here today to talk to you about all of the crochet items that I'm going to be adding to a store that I recently got accepted to, like an in-person store, and it's in Maine, so all of the items are supposed to be somewhat Maine related. I've made a short little list, and so in this video I'm going to be going through that list with you guys, and then I've made a few things, but I will be making a few more things over the next few days, and I thought it would be fun to take you guys along with me and show you what it is that I'm making. I'm supposed to drop everything off to the store by June 1st, but I would like to drop off sooner if possible because I want to take a few minutes and talk to the owners about what I've made and what she thinks of my prices. I also would love some tips from you guys on pricing. So this is my list. Looks like this. It's very basic. I have some ideas to make some small things and some large things. So I have store one, store two. In both stores, I want to make one large whale with a baby inside, 10 small blueberries, 2 medium bears, 2 black bears, 5 small lobsters, 2 large lobsters, 2 large crabs, 5 small crabs, and 2 raccoons. I also, in making these items, started to make items and realized I was making ones that were too big. For example, I made blueberries and I thought they were going to be small blueberries, but the pattern that I was using made them larger. Also, I was using Bernat yarn, so I suppose if I want them to be smaller, I need to use, Premier Parfait yarn or something like that. So first, I want to go through with you guys what I've made so far and just kind of throw some ideas out there. So the first item that I've been making is a lobster. I'm going to show you guys the pattern. It's called Lobster Louie, and it's by Fennec Toys. I have made her patterns before, and they always turn out super cute. So the way she's holding it in her hand, I thought it would be a small lobster, and she probably is using like chenille yarn. So I wanted a lobster that was like this big, like a $15 to $18 lobster. Well, this is the lobster that I got. So he's pretty big. I used Knotty Ball yarn. I know I'm not a beginner, so I should have known that he was going to turn out so huge, but he's so cute. So I am happy with the way that he turned out. He was a really interesting design. So I started off the pattern with chaining down here, and then you do working your way around, and then you slowly make your way up. You do a little decreasing here and then increasing for the body. The claws are made separately, but they were super easy, and I sewed them on. And then the little tiny legs were crocheted, and so like surface crocheted, as well as the antenna. So I used a 7mm hook, and this is Knotty Ball yarn, and I used a 25mm sinker eye. Overall, I really like the way that he turned out. I have another large lobster pattern that I was planning on using that is all from Jade, but that's a little more of a realistic looking lobster. But what kid isn't gonna love this large lobster? So now I need to figure out, if I do sell a lobster this large, what will I charge? And then I don't have any more red here, so I can't make a second one. But I do have other smaller yarns that I could use. I could make a blue lobster. That's another idea that I had, is to make one red, one blue. The next pattern that I purchased to put in the store is by Stellar Crafts, and it's this adorable blueberry. And I was looking at hers and I thought, okay, she used blanket yarn and it's kind of like handheld. So I made the same one, but again, I used Knotty Ball yarn. And it turned out pretty big. So I used a 7mm hook again, and this is blue, like a royal blue. And I used a 25mm blue sinker eye, and I just added some blush. So I was really happy with the way it turned out. I love the way she makes the little part up here. It's like 3 chains, and then you slip stitch 1 stitch behind the one that you're on, and so it makes this like ruffle all the way around, and I thought that was really ingenious. One thing that I've had a positive effect of finding all these Maine related patterns is that I've actually been learning a lot by trying out some new patterns, and I'll show you more of what I'm talking about later. But I think this turned out really cute. I just need to know prices, you guys. I don't know how to price these. And then I made this one with Bernat yarn. I don't really like the way the nose looks or the mouth, but when I made a black mouth, it really wasn't showing up like this one is. But they're both super cute, and I thought I could put them together and then make 2 more for the other store. So 2 pretty large blueberries. The pattern that I tried out is my favorite out of all of the patterns, except maybe one other one. And this is a puffin pattern. It was one of the animals that the ladies at the store recommended, and this is by Junebug and James. And I just love the different colors and how vibrant it was, and I just thought it was unique, a very unique pattern. And let me tell you what it was. It actually says beginner easy. I don't agree. This is not a beginner easy pattern. So this is how it turned out. Like, take a look at this guy. Look at his wings, how they're like little cups, and then you sew them on. I think he is so cute. So let's talk a little bit about this pattern. First, you make the feet. So here is one that doesn't have a head yet. So you make the feet, and I went ahead and made like 6 feet. I thought I had made 8 feet, so I wanted to make 2 puffins for each store, but I made 6, so I need to make 2 more. And then you start the body, and then you crochet the feet in the round, and then the little tail feathers back here are you just chain out like 7 or 8 and then just slip stitch back in, and it makes these 3 really adorable tail feathers. But the interesting part comes in when you make the head. So you don't fasten this off. I did it incorrectly. You're supposed to leave this open. I messed up. I will do that correctly the next time. I don't think it affected the outcome. I think it would have been a little more flush if I would have left it open. So this head, when I make another one, I'm going to show you guys the parts, because that's the only way I can really describe this pattern. I'm sorry, I've been cleaning today and there's like something in my eye. You make a circle that looks like this, like forget the yellow and the orange part. You make this white circle with the black border, and then you make another one. And then you do something called the mattress stitch, which you do all the way down to connect them. I have never done the mattress stitch before, but she has a really great video, and after I watched the video, I was able to do it. Okay, now you're left with 2 circles crocheted together. Then you surface crochet 2 rows of yellow, 1 of black, and then several of this really bright orange color. And it took me a while to figure it out, I won't lie. I think there could have been some better, I mean, she does have pictures, but maybe I'm just not good at following that. But when I was done, I was like, okay, he's super cute, like really adorable. And then last you crochet, I have like little linty things all over this poor bird. The little cuppy wings, and then you crochet them in. And the way she describes how to sew them in, it really does make it easy for you to do it. But look how cute he is. So in my opinion, after making him, he is like store quality. Like, I feel proud to put this puffin in the store, and I think he's just so cute. So I've made 2 more bodies, which I already closed up, which I wasn't supposed to. And so now I just have to make the heads, and then I'm gonna make 1 total new one. When I make the new one, I'm gonna show you the parts, because I feel like you'll really understand it when I show that to you. But look how funny they are without their heads. Okay, the next pattern that I chose for the store was River the Raccoon. This is by Loops and Knots Crochet. I love all of her patterns. I've made many, many, many of them, and they're always winners. So this is River, and I already made a river. I'm gonna show it to you, and I really do want your like opinion. Does this look like a raccoon? I'm getting some opinions from family members that it doesn't. She does have an optional face shaping, which I did not do. So if I shaped the face a little bit, maybe it might look a little more like a raccoon. If the stripes were darker, it might look more like a raccoon. Is he cute? Yes. Do I like the way he turned out? Yes. But I'm just not sure if it looks like a raccoon. I think it looks like a raccoon, but I'd like to know what you think. Maybe the face shaping will help. I love the tail. I just didn't have that dark gray color, and so I wasn't able, I just used what I had, and this is what I came up with. So I've made one, I need to make 3 more. Okay, I've saved the best for last. All right, prepare yourself. The cuteness is overloaded. Okay, so this is an All From Jade pattern. It is a whale. I have made it before. I have made many different versions of this pattern. I've used XL yarn, I've made huge ones. And I've made little ones, I've made rainbow ones. On my channel, I've had tons of different of these whales. Something I didn't notice is that you're supposed to single crochet this row right here, and I swear I've never done that before. So I don't know if I've done it before and I don't remember, but when I did it, I thought it really added a little extra touch that made it look more like a whale. Also, I am usually lazy about putting that, she has you put a stitch marker if you want the tail to be twisted like this, because you can make the tail flat, but if you want it to be twisted like that, you have to put the stitch marker on a certain stitch, and that's where you start when you're attaching the tail. So I thought, okay, I'm just gonna follow the directions this time, and I love the way it turned out. I love the twisted tail. Are you ready for the best part? There's a baby inside. So I went ahead and made the mama whale. Wait. There's a baby. Get out. There's a baby. So this is so interesting. Okay, I've made this whale a ton of times. I've never made the mama version. I've been like, oh, I feel like doing that. And then she says you can put 2 babies in there, but I looked it up. Whales rarely have 2 babies. They almost always have 1 baby. So my whales are getting 1 baby, and she's gonna look just like the mom in color. I wasn't sure, like, how does the baby stay up inside there? But what happens is, because you're stuffing all around this little pocket that you crochet in here, it's like a little cocoon for her, or him. So when you put the baby in there, it just like fits perfectly inside. It just fits perfectly inside. The lady at the store told me that the kids love animals that have babies inside. So this is the only one that I could think of that has a baby inside, but I am definitely searching for other crochet patterns that have a baby inside. But don't you guys think it's so cute? Now, what do I charge for this? Remember, they take 30% of my sale. So I would love some tips. And yeah, so those are the patterns I have so far. So let's look at my list. I will show it to you. Okay, this is my list so far. These are the items that I'm making for the store. We have a whale mom with 1 baby. Okay, we have 10 small blueberries, 2 medium bears, 5 small lobsters, 2 large lobsters, 2 large crabs, 5 small crabs, 2 raccoons, and I'm adding 2 large blueberries. Now down here, I'm just for store 1. I've completed the mom whale with the baby, 1 raccoon, 1 large lobster, 2 large blueberries, and 1 puffin. So as I finish, I'll just check these off, and then my goal is to finish most of this within the next week. Do you think I can do it? I'm hoping I can. So I will just take you guys along with me. I will keep you updated, and wish me luck, because this is a lot, but I'm having so much fun creating all of this. Hey there, it is Tuesday, May 21st, and I just want to come on and give you guys a little bit of an update of what I've been working on and some things that have happened. So I have been going through my list, which I'll show you in a minute, of items that I can take to the store, because this video is all about like stocking up the store. So I had made a blueberry that was tiny like this. This is made with Premier Parfait yarn. And I found a free pattern on Instagram, which I will put in the description, or I'll put on the screen for you guys. One issue that I have with Premier Parfait yarn is that it can fall apart a little bit. Like when people are like touching it a lot, I noticed that my magic ring, even though I know I could sew through it and make it stronger, but it comes out a little smaller, and I wanted something a little sturdier. So I made the exact same pattern in Bernat. I found this yarn at Walmart, and it was only $9.95 or $9.90. And I really like the way this turned out compared to the Premier Parfait. The Premier Parfait is cute, especially like the white eye detail, but I really feel like for the store, people like picking it up and handling it. I think that this yarn is going to be the best, and I just love this color. It's called Twilight. I couldn't believe I found it at Walmart. I really like this pattern. So the other patterns that I've made before that were blueberries, you start at the bottom and then you do your magic circle and then work your way up. And then once you get to the top, you make the little ruffles. This pattern is completely different. Initially, I didn't like it, but then once I got used to it, I liked it. So instead, you make your magic circle and then you do front loop only, and then you make the ruffle, and then you do back loop only and continue the body until you finish it here at the end. So I thought that was really genius. So I made this one with green eyes. I want to go back and add a little mouth. Made this one with pink eyes. I was going back and forth on, do I want all the eyes to be the same? But I decided in the end to make them different. And then this little guy has gold eyes. So my plan is to make 10 of these blueberries, and I have enough yarn. I got 2 skeins of yarn, which I think is going to be plenty to make 10. So I finished those. Then I was looking for a black bear pattern, and I found a black bear pattern on Etsy. I actually purchased 2 patterns. I purchased one that was humongous, which I'll show you in a minute. But I was really looking for, you know, a one that I could throw some bears in a basket. So my shelf is not that big, so I can't make just like a ton of large items. But I found this pattern. I need to do the little nose detail right here with some thinner black yarn. And my husband told me it looks like a cat. I said, no, it doesn't. Well, I think it looks similar, like the pattern is similar to a loaf cat, but it's not. It definitely looks like, to me, a black bear. So it's a black bear. I don't care what he thinks. I think I wanted to make 5 of these for each store. So I made this one, and then I made this one, and they came out slightly different. And then this one came out super chunky. So I don't know if I just overstuffed it. The pattern is the same. I have a few issues with the eyes. I put the eyes in, took them out, put them in, took them out, put them in, took them out. I just could not figure out the placement. And finally, I think I got it right. What do you think? I think they're really cute. There are more black bears in Maine than any other state. So I decided black bears had to be a priority. So that's 3 small black bears made. Let me show you the big black bear that I made. This is the black bear. I'm not done yet. So I made one big black bear. I did not stuff his nose enough. It came out a little funny. So this is him. I only made one of his arms. And I think he turned out really cute. I like his head shape and his ear shape. I'm not sure about the legs. So in the pattern, she clearly has the bear standing up. Looks like it can stand up. But when I went to sew on the leg, it just didn't look right. So I'm thinking about, instead of making it standing, making it a splooting bear. Because I feel like that's cute anyway. And I can just do the legs like this. And then his back legs can just come forward. What do you guys think? Or I can make him standing up. I'm going to show you a picture of the pattern, and in the pattern, he's standing up. And I can try it out, but I struggle with sewing. He's got this little tiny round tail in the back, which is actually a popcorn stitch. It's not sewn on. It didn't take me that long to make him. You start here at the nose, and then you just make the muzzle, and then it just increases to the face, so there's no sewing there. The ears in the round. I crocheted the ears in the round. So the only thing I've had to really sew on are the legs. I need to get a lint roller because these black projects just have so much lint. But look at the shape of his body. I think he's really cute. So I think I'll make maybe like one big bear for each store and then focus mostly on the little bears. I mean, when people go into a gift shop, they don't necessarily want to spend $50 or $60 on a stuffed animal. Look how cute he is. They look like babies. It looks like a mom and a baby. So went to my house in Biddeford, and I went through my inventory and tried to pull out some things that I thought could work in the store. So I'm going to show those to you next. I pulled out frogs, and then my husband's like, no, frogs, no. So I'm going to take the frogs. I have a market tomorrow, which that's going to be a separate video. But the frogs are going to go to the market, not to the store. But let me show you the things that I pulled out of my inventory that I think could work at the store. Hold on. Okay. So I have by Mama Makes Yarn. I've made her peg dolls before, and I really like the way these turned out. I think if I make any more peg dolls for the store, I'm gonna do embroidered eyes so that parents have an option of, you know, no safety eyes. But I have this deer, and then I think this is so messed up. Something happened to the head while in travel. I think this is a fox. Not really sure. I think it's a fox. And then the ones I was really excited about were the bears. So I have this bear, this gray bear, and then I have a black bear, but I don't like the way that one turned out, so I'm donating that to somebody. And then I also have this really cute fluffy owl that I thought would be really adorable. So I think having a basket of these little guys would be nice. And then I thought I'll make a few more. So I have a deer, a fox, a bear, an owl. So this could be like one basket at one store. And then the other store, I'll just make exactly the same thing for that store, but maybe adding a few more black bears. So those will be good. And then, oh, mallard ducks. There's tons of mallard ducks in Maine. So I wanna make a couple of mallard ducks for each store. All right, so the other thing that was on my list was a large crab. This is a crab. The pattern is by Crochet Vision. I know I've shown this to you guys before. I was so happy when I found this. I have this pattern, and then I have another crab pattern, which I absolutely love. And if I can find the photo, I will put it on the screen. But it's also a super cute crab, but this one is my new favorite. I love it. And then I also have this crab, here it is, in blue version. This is what happened when I traveled. My plushies got a little messed up. I hope that I can sell some of them tomorrow so that I can clean out my inventory because they got a little beat up. So I have these two crabs that I think, well, let me smile for the camera. Okay, so these two crabs would be good for the store. I have on my list to make 2 large crabs for each store. So maybe one red one, one blue one for each store. This one's gonna be a little more expensive. I still haven't decided on prices, you guys. I need help with that. So now let's look at my list. Hold on. So here's my list. I have a whale with mom. I have this one finished. These are the blueberries. So I finished 3 of them. And then this is a medium bear. I have not finished that yet. I don't know if the little ones are considered medium bears. I'm gonna change this to small bears. And I have 2. I wanna make 5 for each store. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have finished 3 of them. This is a small lobster. I haven't made any lobsters yet. 1 large lobster. I have 2 large crabs. I haven't made any small crabs. I found one in my inventory, but it was beat up. I have 1 raccoon, 2 large blueberries, and I have finished 1 puffin. I am making one of the mama whales again, and I want to show you guys how it's turning out. This is all from Jade's mama whale. I used Unicorn Magic Eyes, which I sell in my Etsy shop, and I used this really pretty frosting yarn by Burnett. And then this is white, and this is the little pouch that you crochet that goes on the inside. So this is going to hold the little baby. You put it inside out, and then I'm going to stuff the inside of the body and then pop this little guy in there, and then you just crochet around the outside, and I'm ready to make the little baby that's gonna go inside. So now you can see that I've stuffed the whale, and I have put the little pouch inside, and then you take the little piece of the pouch and pull it through the top, and you tie a knot with the leftover tail from the magic ring. And now I'm going to go around and crochet this, and then it's going to be all ready for the little baby to go inside. I have slip stitched all the way around, and you can see how it's turning out. And now it's time to make the little baby that's gonna go inside. And I also tacked up the tail so that it would flip up a little bit. Look at my new little whale next to the one that I made the other day. So after making this last night, and it was like so easy, I think instead of making one for each store, I need to make a couple for each store. You can see the little baby. Oh my gosh, so cute. And this was made using frosting yarn and a 5.5 millimeter hook. And this was made using Bernat yarn with a 7 millimeter hook. So that shows you the difference. So maybe I'll make 2 more of this size and 2 more of this size. I got some new yarn in that I want to show you, and today I'm going to continue market prepping. After I get back, I'll probably come back on the 3 o'clock boat, and then I'll be able to work on some market prepping. But I made a whale last night, which I showed you, and I really like the way it turned out. Okay, I really like the way that it turned out. This is, I believe this is frosting yarn. One thing I didn't like so much about it is maybe I overstuffed it because I want this to be a little flatter, but I used unicorn safety eyes. I think it just turned out really cute. I like this size a lot. This is the other one that I made. I'm not sure about prices. So I was thinking of selling this one for like $25 and then maybe selling this one for like 30 to 35. I'm not sure. Can you guys tell me what you think? Here's the small whale. Here's the medium whale. They both have a baby inside. How should I sell these? Like, what price should I put on there? So I want to make 2 more of those so I can put 2 in each store, and then I'll need to like continue making them because when they sell, I want them to be able to like restock. So I also have my bears, which I already showed you, and I've made 1, 2, 3, and I think I have 2 that I'm finishing up. Then I have my blueberries, which I've partially made. I need to finish those and make a whole bunch more. And I started to make mousse last night. I started to make a mousse last night with this new yarn that I just got in. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this brand before. It's called Kesh Velvet. And what I was drawn to was the color of the brown. It is just like the most perfect, beautiful brown. It is a thinner yarn. It feels very similar to Premier Parfait, if not a little bit thinner. But this is the mousse head that I've made so far. I'll put the pattern on the screen so you guys can see what I'm making. But I think this would probably be a really nice size for a mousse. I'm gonna show you what this mousse looks like in Naughty Ball. Hold on. Okay, I made this mousse with Naughty Ball yarn, and it just doesn't have that like squishy factor that I was really wanting. I think he's pretty cute. It's a little bit, in my opinion, messy. Some parts of it just don't look as nice as I would want in a store product. So I'm gonna try it with this yarn and see if I like the way it turns out. I have trouble when I have to connect the forelegs where you sew around this way and then you close up the belly. My legs never really look the way I want them to, and I don't know why. They just don't. They turn out kind of, one always turns out a little wonky. I like the way this one's coming straight down and this one's like not coming straight down. It's kind of like tilting up a little bit. So I don't know, but I'm gonna try out this yarn. Also, I have my big bear that I have to finish. And so when I get back, I have all those projects that I wanna work on. I have about 8 more days until I'm supposed to drop everything. Wait, June 30th? I think I have about 8 days until I have to drop everything off at the store. And so time is ticking by. So I have that market coming up next weekend. I have enough inventory for that. And I did find a rainbow whale in my inventory that I also want to take to the store that's like a smaller whale, and I was thinking of making more of those with the Fresnel velvet yarn, but I'm not sure. I don't want to get too many products going because then I can't keep up with it. Morning, it is Friday, May 22nd, and this is a check-in. It feels like 38 degrees outside, which is crazy. You can see the weather outside is like super blustery. And we're going uptown again today because we always seem to have to go uptown. But I want to show you guys my progress. I made a bunch of blueberries yesterday. I'm up to 12 blueberries. 12 little blueberries, and I added their mouths. And I have 4 black bears, which I really like the way those turned out. I'm looking at everything on the bed and I'm feeling a little bit better about the store. I've also, you know, put the woodland creatures out, so I'm going to be bringing those, but hold on a second. I'll show you guys the spread and then talk to you about what my plan is for the next few days. I'm probably going to have to end this vlog here because it's getting kind of long, but I will just continue what I'm doing into the next vlog, and we will just hope that I can get all this done by the drop-off day, which is June 1st. Here is my shop spread. There's Hazel over there. So we have 1 big lobster, 1 big red crab, 1 medium multi-blue crab, and then here are the 4 little bears. My plan was to make 5 for each store, so I still have 6 more to make. I still need to make at least 1 more lobster. I need to make 2 more crabs, and then look at all these little blueberries. I just love the way they turned out. They have all different colors, colored eyes. The reason why some look a little smaller or different is because I made them while traveling yesterday, and so I would like start talking and then not pay attention to what I was doing. So I have 12 blueberries. That means I have 8 more blueberries to make. They're super fast. I have 2 medium-sized blueberries. I want to make 2 more of these. Here's my raccoon. And so I want to make 1 more raccoon. My puffins. I still have 2 half completed. And I need to make 1 whole new one. Here are my 5 that I'm going to put in 1 store. So I have a mallard duck, a bear. I'm going to make the other bear black. This fox, and the deer. And that's pretty much it. If I have anything else, I can't remember right now, but I will continue working on these. I still have my big black bear back there, which I'm really considering not even putting in the store because it's way too big. But I will keep you guys posted on my progress. I'm going to go ahead and end the vlog here because, like I said, it's getting long. But this is going to be part... I'm getting ready to head out the door, but I just wanted to say... I wanted to close out the video because I got a call and I had to take it. So I wanted to show you guys a little clip of how cold and chilly it is here. And it's still beautiful even though it's cold. So this is part 1. That's what I was saying. This is going to be part 1 of stock the store, you know, prep for the store. And then I will have another video in the next couple of days that will be part 2, because I notice it usually takes me 2 or 3 days to fill up a video. So thank you guys so much for coming along with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in part 2. Bye.